Long before memes, cat videos, and social media took over our screens, the internet was just a concept. A vision born in the minds of scientists and researchers who dreamed of connecting computers across vast distances. The story of the internet is one of innovation, collaboration, and revolutionary change, and it began not in Silicon Valley but in the midst of the Cold War. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were high. When the Soviets launched Sputnik in 1957, it spurred the US government to invest more heavily in science and technology. One of the outcomes of this push was the formation of ARPA, the Advanced Research Projects Agency, a branch of the US Department of Defense tasked with developing cutting-edge technology. By the late 1960s, ARPA had launched a groundbreaking project, ARPANET. Its goal was to create a communication network that could survive a nuclear attack, a decentralized system where information could be rerouted even if part of the network was destroyed. In 1969, the first message was sent over ARPANET between computers at UCLA and Stanford. It was supposed to say login, but the system crashed after just 2 letters, L and O. Still, it marked the birth of what would eventually become the Internet. Throughout the 1970s, ARPANET expanded, connecting more universities and research institutions. As more networks emerged, the need for a standardized way to communicate between them became clear. In 1974, computer scientists Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn introduced the concept of TCP/IP, a protocol that would allow multiple networks to communicate seamlessly. On January 1983, ARPANET officially switched to TCP/IP, and that date is often seen as the true birth of the modern Internet. In the 1980s, the Internet began to grow beyond its military and academic roots. More networks joined, and more people started to use it for communication and data sharing. In 1989, British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee, working at CERN in Switzerland, proposed a system for sharing information using hyperlinks and browsers. He called it the World Wide Web. By 1991, the first website went live. It was a basic page explaining what the web was and how to use it. But it opened the door to a new way of experiencing the internet, one that wasn't limited to text-based communication, but included visual navigation and hyperlinks. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just for scientists. It had the potential to be used by everyone. The 1990s saw an explosion in internet usage. Services like AOL, CompuServe, and Netscape helped everyday people get online. Email became a primary form of communication. Search engines like Yahoo and AltaVista emerged to help users find their way around the rapidly expanding web. Websites multiplied. Chat rooms, forums, and online games began to form digital communities. By the late 1990s, the idea of the internet as a commercial space had taken hold. Companies rushed to establish online presences, and investors poured money into internet-based startups. This frenzy led to the dot-com boom, a period of rapid growth and sky-high valuations. But by 2000, many of these startups failed to turn a profit, leading to the dot-com bust, when the bubble burst and thousands of companies collapsed. Despite the crash, the internet kept evolving. In the early 2000s, broadband connections replaced dial-up, making the web faster and more accessible. This set the stage for the rise of social media. Sites like Friendster and MySpace emerged, followed by Facebook in 2004, YouTube in 2005, and Twitter in 2006. These platforms transformed the internet from a place of information sharing into a place of self-expression, connection, and culture. The 2010s brought mobile internet to the forefront. Smartphones made it possible to be connected anywhere, anytime. Apps became the new gateways to the internet. Streaming services like Netflix, Spotify, and Twitch revolutionized entertainment. E-commerce giants like Amazon reshaped the way we shop. And platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok created a new generation of influencers, creators, and online communities. Cloud computing also took off in this era, moving data and services from local devices to vast data centers around the world. Businesses, governments, and individuals increasingly relied on the internet for nearly everything: work, learning, communication, and entertainment. With that came growing concerns about privacy, surveillance, misinformation, and digital addiction. By the 2020s, the internet had become a fundamental part of life for billions of people. It helped society stay connected during global crises like the COVID-19 pandemic, enabling remote work, virtual learning, and online socializing. But it also revealed the internet's dark side, the spread of false information, data breaches, cyberbullying, and the power of algorithms to shape public opinion. Today, the internet continues to evolve. Technologies like 5G, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the Internet of Things are expanding its capabilities. There are visions of a decentralized Web 3, a more immersive metaverse, and even internet access from space through satellite networks. At the same time, discussions about digital rights, net neutrality, and ethical technology are more important than ever. The history of the internet is a story of constant change. From military experiment to global network, from academic tool to cultural cornerstone, the internet has reshaped how we live, learn, work, and connect. And while no one can say exactly what the next chapter will bring, one thing is certain: the internet is not done transforming our world. If you found this video interesting, give it a like. It really helps more people discover the channel. Leave a comment to share your thoughts or suggest a future topic. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to keep exploring the world through AI.